Y'all, I officially think, I think David is really getting locked up now. And I'm happy. You shouldn't be able to be freaky deaky with a 14-year-old since she was 11 and then kill her, cut her body up, nobody say nothing, and just get away with it?
What?
No.
Stupid.
Lock his ass up. Do your homework.
After the information revealed today, I think it's almost certain at this point that David is going to get arrested soon. It's just a matter of time at this point. Let's start off where we left off last in our last video before we get to these new details that are pretty crazy. So last week, TMZ revealed that a grand jury was going to convene to figure out whether or not police can start calling witnesses to a grand jury so they could get people to start talking under oath, opposed to just hoping people will talk to them. They can now start legally pulling in witnesses they believe is involved or have information and make them legally talk.
The Celeste Rivas homicide investigation has taken a big turn. There is now a grand jury that has convened to try and dig up information that could lead to an arrest.
Yeah,
somebody need to snitch on his ass. Somebody need to snitch on his ass.
Attorney's office presenting evidence to this grand jury, presenting the evidence they have at this point. And the grand jury, what we've heard is that the grand jury has been convened for several days in mid-November. What we don't know, because grand juries are all done with good reason in secrecy, so we don't know if they are done at this point.
They may still, my guess is they're still going.
I'm guessing they're still
let me kind of explain the way this works. This is an investigative grand jury. And the reason that they convene these is because the police can call somebody that they want to interview, and a lot of people clam up. They say, I'm not going to talk to you. They're afraid of incriminating themselves or other people. And it's very difficult sometimes for police to talk to people who are involved to get information. So the reason for a grand jury is that they can subpoena people and require them to testify. The only way somebody cannot testify is to use their Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. But if there's no Fifth Amendment, they have to testify. So the police use the grand jury as an investigative tool to get things that they could not easily get.
I think even the non-answers would be clues. Like if somebody who's been around David, who you suspect but can't really prove it, that they were involved in moving Celeste's body, they were involved in moving the Tesla, they were involved in purchasing certain chemicals that were going to be used.
See, I don't think a whole lot of people is involved. I personally think a lot of niggas know something. Do your homework. You feel me? I think a lot of people know shit and they not saying nothing, and I feel like that's just as bogus as killing her, bro. Like, what the hell? This grown-ass man getting freaky with this little-ass girl, then he cut her body, all this weird. Come on, man, we gotta do something.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got
it. Y'all make motherfuckers feel bad for snitching. It's a lot of situations where snitching is the right thing to do, shorty, on bro grave. Mula for president, nigga.
To get rid of Celeste's body.
Thank you.
And you just have a hunch in your gut. Man, this person is around David every day. They involved somehow. But you just don't know how to prove it, and they come in front of that grand jury and they say, I plead the Fifth. Now you know. Now you can start connecting the dots to figure out your circle of David's co-conspirators if he's involved in this. All right? Which I think is very important, because if you listen to the private investigator, he spoke on a couple disturbing things that kind of point to, there was a ring hair assisting David. He spoke to, there's somebody.
We already know it was a lot of people around him assisting in sneaking her into the concerts, sneaking her backstage, making sure nobody see her face while she was missing and all that. So I'm already knowing.
Like, they have a positive idea on somebody who moved the Tesla and parked it, and it sat there until ultimately it was towed and Celeste's body was found in the Tesla. That means that person moved that Tesla with Celeste's body in it? Then you know who did it, right? Well, that person needs to come to the grand jury, and that person needs to be interviewed and talked to. Because that person knows information about why exactly he was moving that Tesla. And why was Celeste's body in that Tesla? They have information. So far, they're under no legal pressure. They're under no mandate to come and talk to the police. But when it's grand jury convened, they have to come now. Or even when like chemicals was discovered in the house, chemicals that were going to be used to get rid of Celeste's body, like chemicals that have like really no other purpose but to get rid of dead bodies or to dissolve bodies.
Right.
Well, I'm sure David didn't purchase those chemicals himself. I'm sure David didn't go to the store and purchase those chemicals.
You mean that there might be evidence that a crime was committed at that house?
Not so much a crime, no. And I'll just be honest with you. We don't have any evidence that anything happened to Celeste at that house, but there's definitely evidence that we've collected.
Like, and y'all, every time I see a picture of her, like, can y'all please stop with this? Oh, I thought she was 19 bullshit. Like, this look, come on, bro. This little girl look like a little girl, gang. Like, cut it the fuck out, bro.
Helps
the fact that he was even attracted to her as being that young is sick as hell.
Timeline. We now have a much better understanding of when that Tesla arrived at that final parking spot. I'll tell you, I do have surveillance from different houses in the neighborhood showing Tesla being moved. So things like that, like, and I'm not even saying that LAPD didn't have that. I'm sure they did, but we wanted to make sure. And, you know, and we did some work and on the up-resing the footage to find out who was driving the vehicle. And there are some other items that were found at the house that weren't taken during the search warrant. Put her in this Tesla, and then maybe he thought he could get somebody to get rid of that car. And they were just like, no, I'm not doing it, and just got left there. But I will say this, there are some things that, and I'm talking physical evidence that was at that house that is, there could have been greater plans as far as getting rid of her. And it's scary, sadistic stuff. And that's why we're trying to learn more about that. I wish I could say more, but for obvious reasons I can't. But it doesn't have to do with how she died, but maybe how they were planning on ultimately getting rid of her, and how maybe that Tesla was just a holding spot at the time, and things just, you know, their timing was just off as far as getting this done. But there's a few things that were just like, will blow your mind.
Up until that point, a lot of the people around David who may have been called in or been an interest to the police, they've been solid. They ain't been saying a word. But a grand jury testimony has started, and they're being required to come in and testify. And let's just say, man, oh, they buckling under pressure. It looked like they folded. It looks like they scared. And it doesn't look good for David. Stupid. Right? Now, fortunately for us,
that's good news for us, right?
At the grand jury testimony, well, not we person, not the channel, but the public had people at the grand jury testimony outside, little spies recording and watching everything.
Right.
And their account of some things that took place at the grand jury doesn't bode well for David. It looks like his team is worried, and it looks like the walls is closing in.
David is in the crosshairs as a suspect. Something happened outside the grand jury room in the hallway that seems to rope in
really focus on
music executives who may or may not know something connected to all of this.
In fact, the person who spent most of the day on Monday testifying before the grand jury is a guy who is the head of David's record label and the tour company that operates his most recent tour. His name.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna be honest. I've been suspected this shit was going on right here. That there's no doubt inside of my personal mind, in my opinion. I think that this shit has been going on, because how else is he not getting arrested, bro? These people are well connected and well paid. Don't phone them grave. And when you got a superstar, well, he was a superstar. When you got a superstar singer in David, whose music is on Fortnite and all this crazy shit, right? And he gets arrested in the middle of a tour that you already paid for. You already booked these venues. You've already paid for the tour bus. You've already paid people. You've already signed contracts. You've already done all this shit. And then he gets arrested on the tour, has to cancel the tour, and now he's going through this big-ass piece of scrutiny where all that money ain't really coming in like it was. You know what I'm saying? You got niggas like this who would, in some scenario, in my opinion, who would be like, hey, my police friend, hey, can you, like, not arrest bros? Like, do whatever you can to make sure he don't get arrested so he can go back on tour and I can make this money. He don't get no fuck about no little girl. Shorty, I'm trying to make some bread, gang. Every day I wake up and I realize that real life is just like Power. If you ever watch the show Power, Shorty, all of this shit really be going on, from the grand juries to the prosecutors getting paid off to the this. You ever had one of them days where everything seems to go wrong? I mean, you're just trying to grab a cup of coffee and BAM! You're tangled in a pile of boxes because the shelf is broken. And just like that, I realized sometimes accidents at work are more than just funny stories. They can actually change everything. Trying to handle a workplace injury on your own, it's like trying to fix the broken shelf yourself. More chaos, more headaches, and it's no guarantee that you'll get what you deserve. You got paperwork, insurance calls, and someone always telling you to wait. It's enough to make you wish you had a secret weapon. But here's the thing, there's a team of people that fights for people just like you. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, has been winning cases when everybody else said it couldn't be done. In Florida, someone got $12 million after a work accident, even though the insurance was ready to offer just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a worker was awarded $26 million, which was 40 times the initial offer. These are not just numbers. They're real victories for real people, all thanks to the team that fights hard for justice. More than 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, like a legal squad ready to jump into action. Yeah. They've recovered over $25 billion for clients. And they have a long history of helping workers get what they're owed. Because when you're injured at work, you shouldn't have to go at it alone. You can just click the link below or the QR code that's on your screen. No endless waits or confusing forms. Just a quick way to start protecting your rights today. So if you had an accident on the job, do not risk doing it alone. You can check out Morgan & Morgan, because even in the toughest workplace accidents, a strong team makes all the difference. And trust me, there's a reason why they're America's largest injury law firm. It's because they fight for the people just like you. This person know that person, like that's a real life shit, gang. Cause how, tell me another, this is a nigga. This is not a white boy. This is a nigga. Tell me another nigga that can find a Mexican girl's cut up body in a motherfucking car and don't even get arrested for it. Don't get arrested, don't get charged, don't be a person of interest, ain't on an ankle monitor, motherfucking nothing. Ain't got probation, none of that shit. His ass ain't even get questioned in the they ain't even call him to the popo office, shorty. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Stop it. Get some help.
Morgan Roth Jr.
Come on, man.
And he, like I said, spent most of the day on Monday before the grand jury.
David about to learn a hard lesson about the music business, man. When these people need you, when you're some type of hot commodity for them, man, they will bend their knee and they will protect you and they will love on you. Mm-hmm. But when you become
as you ain't
more
useful no more
than you're worth, when you're putting them at risk, you about to learn very quickly how you really got no friends in this. You about to learn very quickly how that loyalty ain't there no more, man.
See the black
That's just my perspective. If David think these people are about to go to that grand jury and protect him, he's out of his mind.
No, for sure. They don't get no fuck no more.
Any information that can throw you under the bus and take the pressure off them, they're gonna give it. I knew the industry was flawed, bro. Ask Bobby Shmurda. Ask Bobby Shmurda what happened when he was the hottest artist on earth, right? Mm-hmm. They was doing whatever for him. He caught that case, man. The judge asked the label, hey, bro, can y'all take responsibility for Bobby Shmurda?
Nope.
Can y'all put up some guarantees that if Bobby Shmurda do this, y'all will lose? Man, they said, man,
hell no.
Hell no, we're not vouching for no Bobby Shmurda, bro.
Right.
When he walked out of the grand jury, and this is what you're referring to, there was a conversation he had with his lawyer in a hallway.
Now let's explain this. This is a kind of wide hallway outside of the criminal courts building.
Okay.
And the hallway echoes. And there were about a half dozen people around, and he was talking loud enough that people heard it.
Right.
And what was said is really, really interesting.
Because he said that, said to his attorney, they were grilling me.
This is the prosecutor. Her name is Beth Silverman. She
Go
is...
Beth! Go Beth! Arrest that nigga ass. Go Beth! Go Beth! Arrest his weird ass.
A very seasoned prosecutor, very aggressive prosecutor.
And what he said to his lawyer in this hallway, again, loud enough for other people to hear, he said, she was grilling me about why I didn't call cops.
Why I didn't call cops. That is really, really interesting.
Right.
Now, his response is also interesting.
Right. He said, I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that and just wanted to continue with the tour.
So is this David and his lawyer? I don't think it's David and his lawyer. He looked like so weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, none of this story surprised. If you told me this nigga was watching gore and getting freaky and like boys on the side, I would fucking believe you. I do believe you. Do your homework. So, but I think this is this nigga saying this to his lawyer. I said, I feel like I didn't have responsibility to do that and just wanted to continue with the tour. Exactly. Just the same exact shit. It's too many times in these videos where I'll be right. And on Jesus Christ, I do not watch these videos before I start reacting. I don't. That'd be stupid. I don't have time to watch no 20-minute video before I fucking watch, before I react to it. That's too much time. I'm right too much. I hate when I'm right sometimes, bro. I told you, he don't get no fuck about no police. He don't care about no dead little girl and no Tesla. He don't care about none of that shit. He just wanted to continue with the tour and make his bread, get that bread, and leave. He ain't get no fuck about no girl.
So $1 million question here is, what exactly was the activity that rose to the level of criminal activity that the prosecutors believe that he had a duty to report to the police?
Right. I mean, he knows something.
Is it maybe David had an inappropriate relationship with Celeste?
For sure.
And that he was around it, being like David's business person, that he was around it and he never called the police. Maybe that? Or is it something more sinister?
Maybe.
Right? He hadn't seen Celeste for a while.
Right.
He heard Celeste overdose, or he heard David murder Celeste, or he heard, Celeste's body was being hit.
Right.
What is it?
What do he know? And how do the prosecutors know that he know? How does the court know that he should have did something to call the police? What is it? It's something, shorty.
To me, that's important.
It's something.
And for David's sake, well, not for his sake, because I don't care what happened to David.
Oh, God,
F him, right? I hope he do life in prison over this.
Bro.
But if I was David, I should say, right? Because F him. But if I was David, boy, I'm sweating bullets if I let him. Bro, I'm sweating bullets if this man have any information in regards to Celeste's murder.
So let's kind of unpack this. Number one, we can't say what he was supposed to call cops about, according to the DA. This could have to do with anything except for one thing. It seems that the DA believed that there was some criminal conduct for which cops should be called.
Right.
That seems obvious.
Why else would the DA be asking that?
And what the case is about is the LAPD and apparently the DA believe that David may have been the culprit here in the death of Celeste
We
Rivas.
know that they are operating as calling him a suspect in her death.
That's right. And his answer to me sounds like someone who was either told some information or knew some information
or knew something or
for
saw
the
something.
judgment that he wanted to continue with the tour rather than call
the
police.
police.
It doesn't sound as if he was maybe sort of not in the know. It sounds as if he knew something.
Well, that's
either
what the-
told
that's
him.
what the
And
DA
that's why
went.
the DA was pushing on this
The other
issue.
thing we don't know here is exactly what tour he's referring to. But we do know that when the body was found in David's car, he was on tour, in the middle of a tour that even after the news of the body being found in his car,
He kept going. He kept
continued
the tour
that tour for another
days.
week or so.
Now, to be fair, this gentleman was with David since 2022, and there have been 3 tours. So it could be a prior tour, except the prior tour doesn't really make sense because Celeste wasn't an issue until this tour.
Yeah, but he might have knew that this little girl was a runaway missing girl, and he had a freaky relationship with her. He might have knew that. And if he knows that and doesn't say nothing to nobody, that's weird to me, because I don't give a fuck what you talking about. If any nigga come around me as a grown man and you're dating a girl who's 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, she died before her 15th birthday, and you talking to, dating, texting, I don't give a fuck what you got going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? This little girl, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like, there is no type of way where any type of grown man should have any type of attraction to this little ass girl. This little, no, you feel me? Like, if she 18, shit, even in some states, 17 is legal. So I ain't got nothing too much to say about that shit, shorty. But I promise you, if you look at a grown-ass man looking at this 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old, even 15 or 16, you're a fucking weirdo, bro.
What criminal activity was going on?
But
you connect the dots there.
And this dovetails with our understanding that he is considered a suspect. David is considered a suspect, and this now dovetails with the prosecutor grilling.
You're in front of a grand jury, and you're asking.
Look, this weird. Come on, do this. Come on, bro. This nigga look weird, man.
Manager about obviously.
So it's a big no-no to be overheard. I'm not sure it was intentional. However, that hallway does echo. We've been in it many, many times. But
I don't know what else y'all gather from that, but what I gather from that dude is panicking.
Yeah.
He got it. They keep asking why I ain't called the police. That's a panicked, terrified
that's a scared
person I heard.
Right.
From their description of exactly what happened.
Right.
And if that person is terrified, and that's just, can you imagine what the others is probably thinking right now? Because, I even watched a Trapler Ross video recently where he's claiming, some of them done skip town, bro. They in Amsterdam somewhere right now, man. Y'all can't run forever, man.
Hell no.
One of y'all, some of y'all, gonna get dealt with. All right? You might as well just turn that boy in, man. Right?
That's what I don't understand. Like, shit, I would have been snitched on this motherfucking ass. You think I'm finna go to jail because you was being weird with this little ass girl and you killed this little... I'm not doing that shit. Y'all tell me, oh, you sitting with jail and another man. You can't snitch. You from Chicago. You should know that you not supposed to snitch, huh? Nigga, you crazy as fuck. You think I'm going to jail because this nigga was being weird with this little ass girl gang? Have you lost your rabbit ass mind, dude? Yes, the answer is yes. Stupid ass little boy.
Folks, what you know, tell them everything, man. Y'all not guided by no street code.
Right.
So why are you protecting him for?
It is taken very seriously when the grand jury proceedings are publicly available in this way.
And it just is interesting. It's like, why didn't you tell police? It means he said something or acknowledged something that triggered the DA to say that. That if you knew what
he's not even lying and saying he didn't know about it. He's not even lying and saying he didn't know, he didn't see, he didn't hear. He's saying that he didn't think that he had to call the police, which means they already have him dead to rights, shorty. That means they are already proven that he had information about a crime being committed and didn't say nothing.
Just said, why didn't you call the police? And he's saying, not my responsibility. My job is to make sure the tour goes on. That's really interesting.
That boy needs to be worried, man. It looks like LAPD, they ain't solved Tupac murder. They ain't solved Biggie murder, man. All right, but it looks like LAPD is going to solve the murder of Celeste, man. All right.
I love to see this shit, boy. The day that he get arrested, I am going to get my ass onto this channel, and we are going to rejoice. My nigga, do your homework on rejoicing. You ever been to church? Church. Do your homework on rejoicing, folks. We are going to celebrate like Jesus just came back, my nigga. Do your homework.
Bruh. Oh, shit!
We are going to celebrate. We're going to have confetti. We might have some giveaways on bro graves. Balloons. Posters. Oh, fall down. We're going to celebrate the day this nigga get arrested. I promise you that shit.